So it's true. Biden did do this just as like a political stunt. It's like, oh, we need to win the election, so let's pretend to care about the border in 2024.
The best, most plausible explanation for why border crossings increased under Biden is because he wanted to do the opposite of what Trump did. So he just reversed all the executive orders.
And that's true, because Biden literally deleted the whole Remain in Mexico thing that Trump put in.
Okay, so like that's just demonstrably not true, right?
This pre-existing trend complicates attributing the surge solely to Biden's policies, adding nuance to the debate.
Yeah, no one said it was solely, but like I like how you keep going back to that.
Research suggests Biden's early policies, such as reversing Trump's Remain in Mexico.
This is funny. I'm arguing with Grok, the AI. I'm arguing with an AI right now.
Biden won in part on the strength of not Trump.
Sure.
But I think that people tired of that. Like, I think that in a very real sense, the Democratic Party has become the party of not Trump, which gives him indirect control over their party, their policies and messaging. And it's a losing.
True.
Like, you know, the best, most plausible explanation for why border crossings increased under Biden is because he wanted to do the opposite of what Trump did. So he just reversed all the executive orders.
Okay, so like that's just demonstrably not true, right? The best.
Border crossings exploded underneath Biden, and I showed you the Grok thing. Like, obviously, when Trump came in, he had, like, just because he didn't pass anything, it still was like a chilling effect when Trump came into office that he's the guy that's going to deport you. So like crossings just went down because people thought that they were just going to get deported anyways because Trump is in office. Like, that's just true. So I don't know. Like, he keeps saying, "Oh, this is just a lie." I'm like, bro, you like statistics. Read the statistics. That did happen.
The most plausible explanation for why border crossings increased under Biden is because he wanted to do the opposite of what Trump did. So he just reversed all the.
And that's true, because Biden literally deleted the whole Remain in Mexico thing that Trump put in when he came into office. Biden did do that. Are you like, or does that like, no, sorry, but are you just like, is your memory like just like gone now for some reason? We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen?
The executive orders.
Okay, so like that's just demonstrably not true, right? The best explanation for the massive surge in the beginning was because a ton of people didn't cross over COVID. Cato Institute is like that's like not even a.
Oh yeah, and then they just instantly started crossing after Biden comes into office and Remain in Mexico. That has nothing to do with it. Okay, all right, good one.
Debated topic. Now, could Biden have handled it better afterwards? Probably, yeah. I mean, border crossings in general, I'm sure you know, tend to increase under Democrats, tend to be low.
Probably, like not deleting Remain in Mexico. That was like really good at like. Okay, yeah, probably. Oh, he probably shouldn't have just deleted that like Remain in Mexico thing. Yeah, probably. Okay, all right, yeah. The downplaying for the other side is just demonstrably crazy. Like, Destiny complains about, oh, the right does it all the time. And I guess he's like, oh, so that means I'm going to keep doing it. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, good one. Good one, Destiny.
Lower under Republicans, not to the massive.
Like, he's just a hypocrite on that.
The asylum process made this an extra bullshit thing to deal with because so many people realized they could abuse the system and it was backed up. So then you have to go through like catch and release and everything, and it's just super fucked. But like,
but you can do what Obama did and be like an aggressive deporter. You know what I mean? Like the idea that like borders have to be open and largely unenforced is not a democratic platform.
Yeah, but the idea that there was no open and unenforced border under Biden, that's just not true. Most of the people coming in that were following the law, it was just the asylum law, which is.
Well, and he was not doing anything to try to disincentivize that.
Well, they tried to pass a border bill that would have like helped a ton with.
They tried to pass a border bill 4 years later. Wow. Okay. Whoa. They tried to border bill. Get the f out of here with that bullshit.
That asylum process.
Yeah, but then when it didn't, when he couldn't, then he changed executive policy, and the crossings went way down because it was beneficial in the election cycle. Like the numbers.
Exactly. He waited until the election to change that. That's bullshit. Like, what do you? Oh, he did it during the election. Oh, we don't care about that fact. Oh, okay.
Sure, afterwards. But you would expect somebody who cares about like
the law because there's tons of stuff you can do at the executive
surge the border.
He literally said that on the campaign page. Or no, I think Biden said that literally on the camp. Actually, let's we don't need this.
First one's extremely obvious. If a black man,
get out of here, Tim. We're not doing that. Actually, I'm gonna ask that for Grok. We're gonna do it.
2019.
Oh, he literally said that 2019. All right. But I'm gonna ask Grok. And we're gonna do a deeper search. Nice. Oh yeah, the Grok thing. Because I just read chat. Let's see. What does it have to say? All right, so what it did. Analysis users' requests, evaluating policy impacts, assessing campaign Rhetoric completed. All right, cool. Key points. So we'll just put this in here for like 2 seconds.
Research suggests Biden's early policies, like ending the Remain in Mexico program and halting the border wall, may have contributed to increased border crossings, peaking at around 250,000
Did it just say may have? All right, whatever.
apprehensions in December 2023. It seems likely that global migration trends and economic conditions also played a role, making it complex to attribute fault solely to Biden. Before 2024, Biden took actions like launching the CBP One app in January 2023
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't solely say that's Biden's fault, but keep going.
and introducing a humanitarian parole program to manage crossings more orderly.
I just don't think Biden was ever helping with his rhetoric at all. I think he was contributing to it. Like, he wasn't helping the situation. He was just making it worse.
Kamala Harris focused on addressing migration root causes in Central America, not direct border security, through long-term economic and anti-corruption efforts. The evidence leans toward Biden's 2020 campaign rhetoric opposing
Neri?
Trump's strict border
I'd blame
measures,
him.
emphasizing a humane approach,
Yeah, I would definitely blame him. But, like, I just wouldn't say he's solely responsible.
which some saw as less secure.
All right, well. All right, I'll just copy all of this. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of words. And then unexpected details, and then conclusion all the way at the end. And then we got all these citations that it looked into. All right, let's go. Let's get the evidence, I guess. Boom.
Biden's responsibility for high border crossings. During Biden's presidency, border crossings initially surged, reaching a record high of approximately 250,000 apprehensions in December 2023, before dropping to around 54,000 by September 2024. Critics argue that his early decisions, such as reversing Trump's Remain in Mexico policy and halting border wall construction, may have signaled a more open border, potentially encouraging more migrants. However, global factors like economic instability and violence in Central America also contributed, making it a complex issue. Actions before 2024 an election cycle. Before 2024, Biden implemented measures to address border crossings, including launching the CBP One app in January 2023 for asylum appointments and a humanitarian parole program for immigrants from specific countries. These aim to create orderly migration processes. In May 2023, after lifting Title 42, he introduced incentives for port of entry asylum seekers. As the 2024 election approached, he tightened asylum restrictions in June 2024, leading to a significant drop in crossings. Kamala Harris's role. Kamala Harris was tasked with addressing the root causes of migration from Central America, focusing on long-term strategies like economic development and anti-corruption in the Northern Triangle countries. She did not manage border security directly, which was under the Department of Homeland Security. Her efforts aimed to reduce migration pressures over time, not immediate border control. 2020 campaign rhetoric and border security.
So, in other words, Kamala could have done more, but she didn't. That's okay. All right. Interesting.
During the 2020 campaign, Biden promised to reverse Trump's immigration policies, including
Wow.
the Remain in Mexico program and halting the border wall, advocating for a more humane approach.
Wow, look at that. I guess he's not that big of a contributor, right? Yeah, deleting Remain in Mexico, literally campaigning on it. Like, that rhetoric is obviously, like, I mean, I made my point. Like, there's no, like, this is just what happened.
This rhetoric, emphasizing compassion over strict security measures like the wall, was seen by some as opposing a secure border, though he supported smart security measures like technology and personnel. Survey note: detailed analysis of Biden's presidency, border crossings, and related actions. This note provides a comprehensive examination of President Joe Biden's presidency, focusing on his potential responsibility for high border crossings, actions taken
Potential
before
responsibility.
2024, Vice President Kamala Harris's role, and Biden's 2020 campaign rhetoric on border security, based on available information.
Based on available, yeah, see, that's the, based on available information as of April 2nd, 2025.
Context of border crossings during Biden's presidency. During Biden's term,
Like, if there's a giant sentence, it'll sometimes just stop because there's like a bug in the TTOS or the API that Google uses, or that this thing is fetching from Google. There's like some sort of time limit cap for how long it can do, like, read a specific sentence in that type of like AI way, I guess, maybe. So that's why it'll just pause randomly in a sentence.
during Biden's term, border crossings, measured by apprehensions at the US-Mexico border, initially surged to record levels. Data from various sources, including illegal crossings at U.S. southern border, reach lowest point of Biden presidency. CBS News indicate that in December 2023, illegal border crossings reached approximately 250,000 apprehensions, marking a peak. This was part of a broader trend where, according to Biden versus Trump on immigration and border security, in 12 charts, The Washington Post, illegal border crossings averaged 2 million per year from 2021 to 2023. However, by September 2024, apprehensions dropped to nearly 54,000, the lowest since August 2020, reflecting a significant decline in the latter part of his presidency. Critics, as noted in Wrap Up, Biden administration's policies have fueled worst border crisis in U.S. history. United States House Committee on Oversight and Accountability argue that Biden's early policies contributed to this surge. Specifically, on January 20, 2021, Biden halted construction of the border wall and ended the Migrant Protection Protocols, Remain in Mexico, program, which...
Wow. Oh, but he didn't have a significant contribution to that at all. Wow, okay.
required asylum seekers to wait in Mexico during processing. These actions, detailed in immigration policy of the Joe Biden administration, Wikipedia, were perceived as signaling a more open border, potentially encouraging more migrants. Additionally, the administration extended Title 42, a Trump-era public health measure for expulsions, but lifted it in May 2023, replacing it with a system of incentives for port of entry asylum seekers and disincentives for irregular crossings, as per Biden at the 3-year mark. The most active
the most active immigration presidency yet is mirrored in the border crossings. Whatever, it's fine. Just go to the next thing.
However, it's important to note that global migration trends, such as economic instability and violence in Central America, also drove the increase, as mentioned in Border Crossings and Immigration, How Biden and Trump Compare, csmonitor.com. This complexity suggests that attributing fault solely to Biden is challenging, with external factors playing a significant...
Yeah, no one's saying it's solely Biden's fault. I'm just saying Biden literally had a major contributing factor, which he's already gave good information on it. So, like, yeah, stop changing the goalposts. Like, we're not saying he's, like, solely responsible. I like how he keeps saying that. I'm like, I'm not making that argument. So it's just annoying that he keeps bringing it up.
This complexity suggests that attributing fault solely to Biden is challenging, with external factors playing a significant role. Biden's actions on border crossings before 2024. Before 2024, Biden took several steps to manage border crossings. In January 2023, he announced a humanitarian parole program for immigrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, allowing nearly 530,000 migrants to enter by August 2024, as per immigration policy of
he is too fair.
the Joe Biden administration, Wikipedia. He also launched the CBP-1 app in January 2023, enabling 813,000 people to schedule asylum appointments online by August 2024, aiming to create a more orderly process. In May 2023, after lifting Title 42, the administration introduced a carrot and stick approach, encouraging legal pathways and imposing penalties for illegal crossings, as noted in How Joe Biden and Donald Trump's Border Policies Compare, BBC News. These measures were part of broader efforts to address the border crisis, with additional resources deployed, such as sending 1,500 more troops to the border in May 2023 following Title 42's expiration.
Ask it to do it from a center-right perspective.
We could do that, but I would rather it be fair.
The administration also sought bipartisan legislation, as mentioned in statement from President Joe Biden.
It's annoying, but
Senate border
it's necessary.
Security negotiations. The White House, proposing emergency authority to shut down the border when overwhelmed, though Congress did not pass it. Regarding the election cycle, as Biden prepared for 2024, he implemented stricter measures in June 2024, issuing an executive order to shut down the border if crossings averaged 2.
Oh, wow, look at that. So he literally, so it's true. Biden did do this just as like a political stunt. It's like, oh, we need to win the election, so let's pretend to care about the border in 2024. Wow. Okay.
Worst Neri. I was
Good one.
trying to get Gemini to do things right wing, winky face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's going to be impossible with Gemini. Grok would be
Regarding the
better at
election
doing
cycle, as Biden prepared for 2024, he implemented stricter measures in June 2024, issuing an executive order to shut down the border if crossings averaged 2,500 per day, leading to a 40% drop in illegal crossings, as per guess how much border crossing numbers.
leading to a 40% drop in illegal crossings as per guess. Yeah, obviously, if Biden puts that into place, it dropped. Border crossings dropped when he put that into place, when he used that executive order. And then Destiny's argument like, well, it could get overturned, so what? There's no reason for Biden to do that anyways.
I like DACA and that I like that there are kids in the United States that I don't think should be deported from like a moral level. From a legal level, I think DACA is an utter failure because it shows that Congress wasn't able to do anything about immigration, and now the president has unilaterally done something about immigration that could theoretically be undone by a future president, which I think should always be the concern. If you're happy with how Trump is managing the border now, and he doesn't pass any legislation, then if a Democrat comes in and undoes it all because like, well, I'm going to change this executive order, well, what the fuck have we gotten? What have we accomplished?
Yeah. But the question isn't whether or not we should pass a law. I think we both agree that we should.
Bro, just because it could be like laws could be overturned, so why therefore like why should we ever pass laws ever? Because like Congress could just overturn a law in the future. Like, bro, this is so like, what are you talking about? Oh, because it could be overturned in the future, therefore we shouldn't do it. Like, this is stupid. Like, what are you saying? And my argument is that, well, Congress can overturn congressional things as well, so therefore we shouldn't do anything because it could be potentially overturned in the future. Like, what? This is a stupid argument, but okay.
This timing suggests an effort to address voter concerns on immigration, a top issue in polls. Kamala Harris's role as border czar. Kamala Harris was tasked by President Biden on March 24, 2021, to address the root causes of migration from Central America, specifically the Northern Triangle countries, as detailed in Border Czar. Kamala Harris unburdened herself of responsibility to secure the country, Chairman Green.
Yeah, whatever.
Contrary to the Border Czar label used by Republicans, she was not in charge of border security, which falls under the Department of Homeland Security. Instead, her role, as clarified in Republicans, call Harris a failed border czar. The facts tell a different story. Reuters focused on long-term strategies to reduce migration pressures through economic development, anti-corruption efforts, and diplomatic engagement. Harris visited the region, leveraging her position to attract investments. As noted in, Kamala Harris chose a long-term approach when tasked to tackle rise in border crossings, PBS News. Her efforts aimed at improving conditions in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras to decrease the push factors for migration rather than managing immediate border enforcement. This distinction is crucial, as critics often misattribute border security failures to her, despite her mandate being different. Biden's 2020 campaign rhetoric and opposition to secure border. During the 2020 election cycle, Biden's campaign rhetoric, as outlined in Trump's and Biden's plans on immigration, NPR, emphasized reversing Trump's immigration policies, promising to stop border wall construction, end family separation, and reform the asylum system. He pledged to make DACA permanent and raise the refugee cap to 125,000 per year, signaling a more humane approach, as per Biden's immigration plans, how he will unravel Trump's restrictive policies, Washington Post. This rhetoric, detailed in Biden pledges to dismantle Trump's sweeping immigration changes. But can he do that? NPR was seen by some as opposing strict border security measures, particularly the Wall and Remain in Mexico program, which he promised to end on day one, later adjusting to a slower pace, as per Biden backpedals on opening border on day one, but the damage is done, the Heritage Foundation. However, Biden also supported smart border security, such as investing in technology and personnel, as mentioned in Fact Sheet. President Biden announces new actions to secure the border, U.S. Embassy in Costa Rica. This nuanced stance shows he did not oppose all forms of border security, but his campaign focus on reversing Trump's policies was perceived as less restrictive, potentially influencing migration patterns. Unexpected detail, pre-existing trends and external influences. An unexpected aspect is that border crossings had already begun increasing before Biden took office, influenced by global migration trends and economic conditions, as noted in Border Crisis is no accident. It's Biden making good.
Well, yes. Biden winning in November of 2020 wasn't in office yet, but when he wins, we start seeing all these massive like changes and like, hey, actually, you know what? Biden's about to come in office, so we should probably start heading up to the U.S. Like, bro, it's not like he comes into office instantaneously. That happens. The speculation is that they came into office, and that like the same thing happened with Trump when Trump won in 2024, November of 2024. A lot of trend, like immigration started going down, and everyone was like, "Oh, look, see, Biden actually is getting." It's getting better underneath Biden. Yeah, it's getting better under Biden. It's not the speculation of Trump coming in. Like that did happen. Like, I mean, good one. Nice little trick there. But okay, we'll
An
just restart
unexpected
that whole
aspect
thing.
is that border crossings had already begun increasing before Biden took office, influenced by global migration trends and economic conditions, as noted in Border Crisis is no accident. It's Biden making good on campaign promises. The Heritage Foundation.
No, it's not.
This pre-existing trend complicates attributing the surge solely to
That's not like doing an executive order for during the, it's like 6 months before the election is not, I mean, fine, okay, I guess technically speaking it's keeping it is like making sure that you're going through the campaign process, but like that's, why would you wait that long if that's something that you really wanted to do? Like that's a BS statement right there.
This pre-existing trend complicates attributing the surge solely to Biden's policies, adding nuance to the debate. Conclusion.
Yeah, no one said it was solely, but like I like how you keep going back to that.
Research suggests Biden's early policies, such as reversing Trump's Remain in Mexico.
This is funny. I'm arguing with Grok, the AI. I'm arguing with an AI right now, but like that, just think about that for 2 seconds.
Program and halting the border wall may have contributed to increased border crossings, peaking at 250,000 in December 2023.
Bro, may have stopping the building of like this stopping the building of the border crossing may have contributed to border crossings going up. Like what? So what do you? How is that may? Like, bro, like what do you mean may? It obviously did. Like what type of oh my god. I mean, fine, all right. I mean, it's good that they're saying this and I'm pointing it out. Like the rhetoric, the minimizing rhetoric that this AI is doing in favor of like Biden it's kind of like it's annoying, but it's definitely worth it because I can point it out. It's better to point it out. It's better that it's doing it and I'm me pointing it out than it not doing
Where's
it
Neri?
at all.
Least I know I'm not an AI. They would spell so bad. Unless I was programmed to do so. Keeps. Winky face.
True.
However, global factors also played a role, making it complex to assign fault. Before 2024, Biden took actions like launching the CBP One app and introducing parole programs to manage crossings. Kamala Harris focused on long-term migration root causes, not border security. Biden's 2020 campaign rhetoric opposed Trump's strict measures, emphasizing a humane approach, which some saw as less secure, though he supported smart security measures.
Smart security measures. All right. Well, that was it. Let's go back to the video.
Yes.
Go back a little bit.
They get funneled into better pathways is like clearly the best way to attack the problem. Like why wouldn't you use the carrot and the stick when they're both available?
Sure.